Alrighty, so this is just to kind of hit home on the way that ROIIC and reinvestment rate work, and hopefully that can also sort of help you out in terms of thinking about ROIC and reinvestment rate. I'm just going to like kind of walk through a short little example, right? So say that it's the year 2016, and okay, that is not what I wanted. 2016, and my business makes $50 million in earnings, right? So this is where a reinvestment rate would come in, right? So say that I know that this business has an ROIC of 20% and a reinvestment rate, let's go R rate of, let's call it 40%. So what does this mean? This means that if a business has a reinvestment rate of 40%, that means that of its earnings, it can turn around and reinvest 40% of those earnings in a given year into its business. So that means the amount of capital that is reinvested into the business is 50 times 40%, which when we convert to a dollar amount, I'm not a fan of that formatting, but we will leave that for now. So that means that it can redeploy $20 million, or whatever our unit is, $20 million of capital for the year. And remember, our ROIC is 20%, which means that what that means is that for each incremental amount of capital that we deploy, we get 20% of that capital back in earnings. So if we're throwing in $20 billion into the business, then the amount of incremental earnings is 20 times 20% is $4 million in earnings, right? And so basically that's the amount of additional earnings which would happen in 2017 that our business would have. So our business has it already had $50 million of earnings from the capital that it already had. It deployed $20 million of additional capital, which generated a 20% return on that incremental invested capital, which means it generated $4 million for the year. So in 2017, our business earned $54 million, right? And so what is the growth rate on that, right? Like, I have too many rows going on here, but that's an 8% growth rate, which, you know, as it follows from this is basically is the same thing as the reinvestment rate times the return on incremental invested capital, right? These are the same things. So hopefully that kind of walks us through why earnings growth, why sustainable growth moving forward is a product of how much of your earnings you're able to reinvest in your business, and then how much additional earnings, incremental earnings, that's able to kick up when it's deployed in your business.